Hey you guys, what's up? Welcome back to the Written and Melanin channel, wherever this day may have found you. I'm so glad that you are here. If this is your first time here, my name is Chelsea, and I write books about magical black girls who really aren't all that nice. And if this is not your first time, welcome back. How you doing? And today, you guys, I figured I'd go into a little bit more detail about how I'm doing my outlines because I'm not going to say that I'm doing something brand new. But I did find out that this works really well for me in the way that my brain works because, like I said, I'm not really a plotter. So, that being said, I'm hoping to keep this video pretty short so I can just get to the point. Basically, the way I have been doing my outline is I have been breaking down the chapter scenes, and I got this advice from Twitter, like in general. But a lot of the advice that I got was to kind of focus in on the details, if that makes sense. And that's not really how my brain works. Like, I'm more of a big picture type person because I like to work the details out as I'm writing, because what I have found with myself is that when I am writing, if I get too caught up in the details, then I feel like I have already written it. But then when I go to write it, to actually write it, it changes. And so I kind of feel like I've wasted all this time, writing out these details and what's going to happen and so on and so forth, just for me to get to the moment of truth and for it to be something completely different. So in order to avoid that, I've kind of avoided outlines altogether. But what I have done now is kind of fun, kind of simple, kind of straightforward, and I like it because it doesn't take me too much time. And basically what I have been doing is I think in scenes. So I'm going to preface this advice, or what I'm doing rather, with saying that I think in scenes. So basically the way I think is, okay, I have this chapter, let's just say like chapter 10, right? And I know that certain things need to happen in chapter 10 because the way all writing works, right, is that you have to decide what the reader's going to get in every chapter. In theory, well, not in theory, in practice, really, every chapter should be giving the reader something else that they didn't know. Like, it shouldn't just be fluff or filler, right? The reader should be getting something. And it should be moving along your plot, moving along your character development, moving along the story, for lack of a better term, right? And so for me, what I do is I usually break it down, usually into 4, maybe 5 things that have to happen in the scene, whether it's the main character and her love interest, we're forwarding or, adding more to that relationship, or, I need to introduce this element of the plot, or, it's time to reveal this thing that I introduced back in chapter 6, whatever it may be. I write those 4 things down, just real plain, it's single line. It's not wordy at all. Like, show main character and her love interest getting closer. That's it. That way, that leaves me space for when I'm writing to decide how that's going to happen, whether that's going to be them flirting, or maybe I'll add in like a romantic scene, like whatever it needs to be. I can figure that out as I'm writing, as it fits into the scenario that I'm writing. And then once I have those 4 to 5 things, no more than that, because honestly, I feel like if I'm adding more than that in the scene, I have too much and I need to figure out what's important, right? Then I break it down into scenes. And the way that I'm personally writing this particular book is that each of my chapters is kind of broken up into 2 to 3 main scenes, if that makes sense. So that's about 2,000 words per scene, right? And then basically underneath that on my outline, I have the 4 to 5 things, right? And then underneath I put what scene is going to accomplish this. So let's say for chapter 10, for example, if I'm going to say that, okay, I need to show the main character, the sidekick and her love interest getting together, right? Then let's just say they are having breakfast or whatever. I'll write breakfast scene, and then beside it, I'll put, whatever point that was. So if I have those 4 things, that they're numbered 1, 2, 3, 4. And so beside breakfast scene, I'll put like a little 1 to advance their relationship, and then like a 3 for whichever plot point that I need to advance, right? And so I know that this scene needs to cover these 2 elements of the story. And then my next scene might be a flashback of some kind. And then the flashback will need to demonstrate, the love interest's relationship with the main character, or the love interest relationship with the team, or how they met up, or whatever needs to be shown, right? And then I'll put flashback scene, and then I'll have, point 2, and then I'll have another scene or whatever. And basically I do this for each chapter, and it helps me focus on what I need to be putting into the chapter, so that I'm not sitting here like, well, damn, what am I supposed to be writing about? How am I supposed to focus this down? What needs to happen? And I like this method because, like I said, it gives me freedom to write without leaving me so wide open that I get overwhelmed with the choice and be like, okay, well, what needs to happen next? It's like, this needs to happen next. And this is what I need to be telling the reader. But I've created my confines for me to be creative. And for me, that's how my brain works best. And honestly, I'm really enjoying this because by doing this, I've actually been able to create an outline all the way through the end of the book in the beginning of the second one. So I'm hoping that this is like my process that works. You guys feel free to try it out and let me know what you think about it. It could be stupid. It might not work for you. That's what it is. Feel free to tell me that. But yeah, that's how I feel. That's what I've been doing. I wanted to share that with you guys. If you want to try it, hopefully it works for you. If it doesn't, I hope you do find your process that works. If you already have a process that works, for sure, let me know that too. But that is it. Thank you guys for watching the video. Like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, you guys, I hope your days are lovely and your books are interesting. Bye.